Hey guys, Rise here, bringing you that charity video that I mentioned in my last cast, and hopefully you guys can all make it through this entire video. I know it's probably going to be a little sappy in a way, but I'm just gonna go for it and let it all hang out, I guess. So basically, this video is intended to show you guys a different side of me that you don't see while watching my StarCraft 2 videos. It's basically my other passion in life, other than my wife and dogs, of course, that I spend a lot of my own personal time doing. In fact, what I'm about to talk about is something that I do 100% of the time that I'm not doing anything related to StarCraft. And often even then, I'm doing it when I am doing something related to StarCraft. That's how important it is to me. So, and now I begin with the story that I never wanted to tell anyone that I ever met online because way too personal. But really, it's important for you to hear it, I guess, in order to know where I'm coming from. And so maybe it's important for me to just say it to begin with. So here we go. 2 years ago, I lost my mother to cancer. Specifically, she had lung cancer. She was not a smoker. And she died at the age of 52. It was literally the most heartbreaking thing that I've ever gone through, and even 2+ years later, I still can't talk about it without getting choked up. My mother was probably the single most supportive and consequently the most defining person in my life, hands down. I am who I am today because of her. So if you enjoy watching my videos, you should probably thank her. Anyway, obviously, when she was diagnosed with stage 4B cancer, which is pretty much as bad as it gets. I mean, there's nothing worse than stage 4. Obviously, I was crushed. My perfect world was destroyed, and my greatest fear in life was realized. And literally, my biggest fear in my life was that I might lose my parents someday. So, unfortunately for me, that came to fruition. At least halfway, I guess. So, thank God my father's still around. Anyway, that's really not the point of this. But after hearing that she had cancer, I desperately wanted to be able to fight for her life and do whatever I could to help her. But at the end of the day, as many of you know, I am no doctor. I read what I could on the internet and I talked to my doctor friends. Believe it or not, I got 4 friends who are doctors. And it just wasn't something that I could do without having studied it for years and years. I mean, let's be real. What are you really going to do in the medical field when you're just not in it? But just because I wasn't a doctor didn't mean I should give up in trying to help her. Obviously, I mean, in my quest for finding information that might be beneficial to her, I did stumble upon something that I found I could do, and it was a website called Folding at Home. And it stated that it used distributed computing to benefit the sciences behind fighting cancer and other debilitating diseases. So that night, I installed Folding at Home on my computer, and shortly after that, I found World Community Grid, and I installed that on my computer as well. Since that day, I have crunched 24/7 for over 2 years now, with the exception of when I have to leave town for an extended period of time, or literally when I do a StarCraft cast. That's it. Other than that, it's running. And the only reason it doesn't run during the StarCraft cast is so I don't crash the stream. Alright, so anyway, around the time my mom got sick is when I started commentating StarCraft games. I think in part it was to get away from the realities that I was facing when I wasn't playing StarCraft. Mostly at the end of it, when she passed away, I was just left with this giant hole in my chest. There's no other better way to describe it, to be honest. It's just, it's like an empty space, a part of you that disappears, that never heals. Like, all I'd want to do is call her and be like, hey, how you doing? Tell her about my day, but obviously you can't do that. So anyway, StarCraft, as you guys know, has no cancer other than DTs, I guess, and everybody gets a chance to beat their opponents. The harder you work at it, the better your chances, but you always have that opportunity to win and overcome any obstacles that are thrown at you. And I don't know, maybe in my head it was a way for me to win against something like cancer, even though obviously my mom couldn't. And I don't know, maybe it was just an analogy to my life at the time. But with that, I found something even greater than the game, and that was a community behind StarCraft. You guys who watch these games with me and listen into my videos, It's one of the best communities on the internet, seriously. And in my opinion, it's only paralleled by one other community, and that is the crunching team over at ExtremeSystems.org. And I've been a part of them on the crunching team for the past couple of years, and I gotta say, great bunch of guys. So anyway, the Team XS has topped the crunching charts despite having not the largest team. They're always at the top. They're like ranked 24th in members, yet they're always number 2 in points and results submitted and all that good stuff. And it's amazing how high producing they are and how supportive all the guys on the team are. We have members who currently are fighting cancer. We've had members lose the battle to cancer, and unfortunately, and we've had members overcome cancer. But the fight's not over until we can find a cure for cancer. And while we may not be doctors, I'm sure some of them are, but while I'd say the majority of us are not, we can all help to that end. And a lot of you guys are still young, I know. I mean, I myself, I'm 27 now, but at the time when I was younger, I was never exposed to someone having cancer until I was like 16, when one of my best friends' his mom died to breast cancer. And I still didn't really understand it at that time. It was one of those things that I think I blocked out, so I didn't really think about it just because it was scary, And but I tell you what, man, until you are actually affected with it, you would not believe how devastating it can be. I mean, you can believe me when I say that watching someone you love fight and lose to cancer, it's the worst fucking thing you'll ever witness in your lifetime. And I pray you guys never have to deal with it, because nobody should. Hold on a sec. I don't want to get emotional, but I told you I get choked up whenever I talk about it. So, alright. The point of this video is I want you guys to help me, to help you, to help the doctors, to help your future kids, to help your friends, to help your family. And please, join me and the great guys over at Team XS in fighting cancer. It doesn't cost much money, just the electricity that you're already spending to use to run your machine. And I think together it honestly really can make a difference. It's something that they've had a lot of medical breakthroughs and has contributed to a lot of advances in cancer treatments. And honestly, it's like, why wouldn't you do it almost, I mean, honestly, I understand people don't want to in some cases, but I'm going to ask you guys from the bottom of my heart to join me. And Glow9, you better leave a comment. We got people from who watch my games who are already part of the team over at Extreme Systems, and they can attest to how great of a community is and why you guys should really join up. So, I mean, basically, let's join together. Let's fight this cancer bullshit. And for everyone who joins me in this fight, right, I'll give every single person who signs up in the thread that I'm going to put in the description box below this video, I'll give you all a shout out by name, by handle, whatever you want in my next video to thank you personally, because that's how much it really means to me. If I could do more than that, I would, And if you're ever thinking about giving me a donation or something, do this instead. I mean, that's how much this is worth to me, more than any money that you could possibly send my way. I mean, honestly, this would be the best thing that I could give back to my mom, who is basically, again, the reason that I'm doing this in the first place. So I ask you guys to join me for that. And there's a little bit of work involved in join, but it's quick and easy. You register at extremesystems.org, and you go to the World Community Grid Folding Forums and post in the thread that I put in the description. So I know that you joined and signed up, and I'll post a lot of directions in there, where to go, how to get things set up, and basically, after that we could talk about whatever you want, whether it's folding related, computer, StarCraft, college friends, family, cars, whatever. I don't care. Anything decent goes. It's a friendly place. I should probably mention I honestly I feel like I think I shouldn't have to, but I feel like I should. Just so you guys know that I do not get anything out of this personally, other than the satisfaction of you guys joining me to fight for a good cause. And that's, I don't get any money or ads or anything like that. This this website that I'm advertising for to join the crunching team is huge in its own right, and there's a lot of history behind it. And I just wish that you guys would join me in making more history there. So anyway, I that's really it. I had like a script that I was gonna read, and that didn't happen. I mean, I started out kind of reading it, and then it turned to whatever. But it was important that this came from me anyway, not from something I wrote down hours and hours ago. So thanks for everybody who watched through this. Again, please join me. I really hope to see you on the team. And again, everybody who does join, I'm going to give you a shout out for sure, because it means a lot to me, and it'll mean a lot to everybody there, and it'll mean a lot to everybody who will ever have to go through cancer for sure. So all right. Join me, guys, on Saturday for the live cast, and more StarCraft 2 games to be coming your way very shortly. GG. Thanks for watching.